Okay, let's go live on Facebook. Just getting the live stream set up. Okay. All right, share on your timeline. Who can see this? My friends. All right. Let's see if this is going to work. And I do hope that this is working out well. All right. Okay, I'm going to be watching the feed to make sure. And let's see. All right. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to be watching. All right. So hello, everyone. It's Crystalline here. And I'm hoping you can hear me. I am doing my mic a little bit funny because I'm in my new apartment and I'm very excited to be here. It's just, I don't have any furniture yet. And I loved my apartment. I love my apartment, and I took it without any furniture. I knew that it had no furniture. I knew I was going to have to get furniture, but I also just chose to do this because I'm following my heart. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about 3 smart steps to ensure your success when you take a big leap of faith and follow your heart. So the problem is that too many people try to manifest their dreams, and they work on it and they think about it and they dream about their dreams, but they aren't really able to understand that making your dreams real is an internal process. Okay, it needs to be something that that happens on, I want to say, kind of like, it has to happen in its due time. You have to show up for it, but you also have to understand that the person you are today and the way that you do things is not the same person that is the outcome, that has the outcome in the future. And so in order to have that big dream, you actually have to become the woman that is in the future, or your future self. And of course, that makes sense, right? It completely makes sense. But the question is, how do you do it? Because very often we don't dream about, well, the problem is that very often we dream about ourselves as we are today, having the thing that we desire. So for example, if I want to, let's say that I want to live in a mansion. And what I do is I try to imagine myself right now as I am living in that mansion. And I think, oh, I'm going to be the same. Having a lot of money and having a mansion isn't going to change who I am. I'm going to just be myself. Well, actually, if you're going to own that mansion, you have to become a very different person than you are today. A person who owns a mansion has to be able to manage an entire team or staff of many people, because owning a mansion is not like owning an apartment or even owning a house. It's a mansion. There are many rooms, there are many details to attend to. There's electricity, there's plumbing, there's furniture, there are things that are happening in the walls, right? Little animals getting in, there are the grounds. So you can't just imagine yourself being being who you are right now and living in a mansion. That might feel good, but that's just a fantasy. So what I want to talk to you about today is kind of like the reality of what it takes to actually be that person and to manifest those big, important dreams that you want to manifest. And maybe we'll uncover the difficulties that you might be having as you go on this journey to manifest your dream. All right. So I've got 3 steps, and I want to talk to you about those. So my name is Crystal Lynn Bell, and if you are watching me live, will you please in the comments type #live, and if you're watching the replay, please let me know that you paid me a visit here and just type in the word #replay. So the very first, well, I want to talk to you first about my own personal journey, because I think that, what I was talking about in the beginning, I didn't understand that. And so I had a lot of difficulty manifesting what I have today. So right now, I am a successful spiritual life coach. I live in Paris, France. I am living in an incredible apartment in Neuilly-sur-Seine, which is one of Paris's most exclusive suburbs. It is, I'm going to be very honest with you. Not only am I in this very, very beautiful neighborhood, I'm also on one of the best streets, and I'm living in one of the most exclusive apartment buildings. And the way this whole thing came about is really about me awakening to the reality that I described to you earlier, meaning I came into this because I awoke to the reality of what it takes to actually be a woman who doesn't rely on a man to make her money, who doesn't rely on a partner to supplement her income, who is an authority within herself, and who has a business that is in integrity and is able to pay her own way into one of Paris's most exclusive suburbs, and doing it also as an American is also kind of badass. All right. So that feels really good. The thing to understand, and the thing that's kind of like most mind-blowing, like, is that actually it was not as hard as one would think. But I have to admit that it was not evident. It was not clear how to do it. And I lived through it, and I want to give you an opportunity to work with me on this. As a matter of fact, I want to give you an opportunity to step into this with me, and to maybe work with me so that I can help you manifest this level of authority, creativity, freedom, and wealth. So if you're interested in working with me and learning this, you can send me a private message, Or you can just put a note in the comments and just say me, like I want to do it, me, reach out. You can say, reach out, Crystalline, talk to me. I want to do this. I want to pursue this. I'm interested. Okay. So that's the first thing. And what I'm doing, and I'll just tell you a little bit about how I'm going to invite you to work with me, because I am a high-end spiritual life coach. I work with women who are already successful, and I am paid to help them become more successful. Because I am so blessed, because I have reached a certain level in my own life, a certain level of prosperity, I am in a position where, I am actually being called, being told, being pulled, being led to work with women who are at maybe a slightly lower financial bracket than what I normally work with. So for one day, if you're interested in working with me, I have a special which will last for one day where you can save 66% off of my normal pricing. So I have I have my pricing. I will post it in the comments if you're interested. Just like I said, if you're interested, I will send you the information. If you're not interested, I'm not going to keep talking about it. I mean, so don't worry. I'm going to get into what I want to talk about. But if you're interested, reach out. You have about 24 hours to talk to me about this and get yourself started working with me. And my coaching packages, you can start off with just a few sessions, like 6 sessions. And then you can build that up to, you can go up all the way to 48 sessions or a year of working with me, okay? And I have that pricing all for you. If you're interested, put a note in the comments or send me a message. All right, so I am very blessed to be in this position. And this was not easy for me to arrive to. It was actually maybe 12 years of struggling. Not big struggles. There were times, like life, there are times when things are really easy, and then there are times when things are really, really hard. And unfortunately, I kind of did things the hard way. I didn't take the advice of people who were more successful. And I kind of put their advice aside. So rather than taking their advice, I thought, oh, I'm going to do it my way. They would give me ideas and I would see why I couldn't do things their way. But I was wrong. And I'm letting you know right off the bat, because if you are struggling to manifest what you desire, it's probably because you're not listening. You're unwilling to listen. You're unwilling to try. And that is too bad for you, because those of us who are willing to listen and are willing to do what we need to do are moving forward and having success. While those of you or those of us who are playing it small, playing it safe, and kind of acting from a place of indignation, like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to figure it out my way. That's actually resistance. And that's not particularly helpful to you. And depending on what it is you want to bring into the world, it's not particularly helpful to those people that you want to serve. Being stubborn and belligerent and kind of in your own thing because you're afraid, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. We tend to be willfully indignant or bitterly indignant because we're afraid. We've been hurt, we failed in the past, we're holding on to some kind of a resentment, or we've got some aggression against the world, we've got some aggression against success, and we are determined to do it our way. And while all of that is, you know, I've lived it. I'm talking from having lived it, okay? Experience, I'm telling you my experience, okay? And if my experience happens to be speaking to your experience, I really suggest that you listen to what I'm saying, okay? Because this will save you years and it will stop you from aging, okay? If you actually listen to what I'm saying and take it seriously, okay? And what I'm going to be talking about in today's, or what I'm already starting to talk about in today's live stream, all right? So really just to kind of summarize the point that I was starting is that you don't have to do things the hard way. You don't have to do things alone. And if you have fear or doubt, if you have apprehension, understand that what's actually maybe fueling those things might be a kind of stubborn unwillingness to actually let go of those things, to let go and to let God or Goddess, however you say it, however you want to do it, it comes down to the same thing. You're not willing to let go and experience something outside of your control. I hope this is making sense. If it's not making sense, I'm sorry. If it's not making sense, that's okay. It doesn't have to really make sense. It'll resonate with the people that it does make sense for, and those people will go ahead and move forward. And I want to also say that the journey that you're on is a worthy journey because you're living it. But I'm also just saying, maybe try doing things a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, and making things easier on yourself. Less stress, less hair loss, less overeating, less anxiety. Why not? So here are the 3 steps that you have to take in order to kind of really ensure your success when you take a big leap of faith and you follow your heart. So the first thing is to open your mind, forget logic, and to actually listen to your heart. Okay, so step 1 is open your mind, forget logic for just a moment, okay, and listen to your heart. And this is just about kind of really clearing the space so that your heart actually has a voice and it's not blocked or choked off by your mind, okay? So try not to judge yourself. Try not to judge your heart. Try not to call yourself names. Try not to belittle your ideas. You know, try not to put any kind of judgment or value on them. Listen to what's coming through. Don't negate, okay? Use your feeling nature and your intuition, meaning your feeling nature is your intuition, right? So how does it feel when your heart is telling you about this thing that it wants to manifest? How does it feel? Like if you want to start your own business, or you want to, you want to create a piece of art, you want to go back to school, you want to get educated in something, right? These are all changes that are going to take you out of your comfort zone, right? And the logical thing might be to say, well, I don't have time for that, or I don't have money for that, or, that's going to be hard. I don't know how to do it. All these things are really in the realm of logic. However, that's a limited logic. Your logic can be limiting and limited. So what we want is to give a space for your voice or your heart to truly express itself without any kind of hindrance or reservation from your mind. okay, and its limitations, because your mind is limited. It has to be. That's the nature of being a human being. So it's not a flaw. Well, okay, some people would say that it's a character defect, or these are character defects, but it's also a normal part of being a human being. So it's okay. Like, forgive yourself and get over it. Move on. Okay, move on to prosperity. So using your intuition, using your feeling nature is going to be really important. And notice about like how your body responds. So if you're feeling excited, then you should probably say yes, right? And the thing is, if it's exciting for you, you need to express it. If it feels great to you, you need to express it. Have you ever, okay, I don't know about you, but have you ever been with a lover or a partner and they show no kind of love for you? Like you can't, you're like, do you love me? Like, is this, they might do some nice things for you, but they never say it or they never show it. And you have to kind of figure out if they love you or not. When you don't express your joy for your ideas, like for your heart's desires, it's kind of like being that lover that's like, yeah, I feel okay. Or you say nothing. Like, I love you, darling. Resting bitch face. Okay. So my point is, if when you feel that idea coming through, like, oh, I want to have this beautiful apartment in Neuilly-sur-Seine, and I want it to have, crown moldings, and I want it to have wood floors, and beautiful kitchen, and a bathroom that makes me feel feminine, and I can do my things, right? You notice that move? I'm like excited, right? That is there's no question in the universe about how I feel right now, right? I love it. I love it. So there's no mixed messages going on with the universe. My body's involved. My emotions are involved. My heart is warm. There's a smile on my face. My voice is there. Everything is pointing in that direction. So I'm giving a really clear message to the universe that I want this thing. So when your heart speaks to you, you need to make sure that you are involving your whole self in that affirmation. So even if it's stupid and silly, like to get up and dance, yes, when you have an idea, when you're given an idea from God, get up and dance it out. Like, yes, I'm going to be a life coach. Yes, I'm going to Paris. Yes, I'm excited, and put your whole self into it. It's a game changer, because when you include your body and you actually get the movement going, the universe is like, oh, this is what we're doing. We're going. Oh, that's what she wants. She wants to have a new car. She wants, oh, okay, we can do that. Let's do it, right? There's a lot of power in movement when it's connected to joy, right? This is why a slap across the face is so jarring. Yeah, it's physically, aggressive, but if you're angry and you slap someone, there's anger, and then there's the energy of the physical, and then the connection, and it's just, it's a shitty thing to get slapped. Bad. I used to get slapped all the time when I was a kid. I know what that shit feels like, and it is not cool. So we're not going to be slapping ourselves because we're joyful at what our heart is bringing. So go ahead and do your Matthew McConaughey tap on the chest if you want to. This is cracking me up, cracking myself up right now. Let's get into step 2. Step 2 is to visualize, research, and make the plan. All right. So what is that? Visualizing. So you want to visualize this thing that your heart has given you, whether it's a dream or an ambition or a desire, and you want to visualize the outcomes, all right? You can even visualize, if you want to, how you want it to unfold. But I caution you against over visualizing, because that gets really confusing, because you're only going to receive so much information. Some of us are really clear channels and we will actually get a lot of information, but most of us are not that clear of channels, and we have too much drama going on. So don't try to over visualize your dream or your ambition, your desire, but spend some time nurturing it. Spend some time feeling into it. The next big thing on my list is horseback riding. Okay, I'm excited. So I do visualize myself sitting on that horse, and I can feel that horse under me. Uh-oh, here she goes again. She's moving. All right, I'm getting on my horse, putting my foot in the stirrup, swinging the leg over, okay? Plopping myself down, got my reins in my hands, and, connecting to my horsey, getting the body into it, all right? It feels good, feels really good, and it's so powerful. The universe is like, yes, girl, we know exactly what you want. Oh, is that what you want? That's what we're gonna give you. So don't be afraid to bring your whole body, your whole self into your visualization of your dream, all right? The other thing, and this should help and complement your visualization, is to research and develop your vision. So if I want to learn how to ride horses, what can I do? I can watch some videos, I can go to some stables, I can take classes, right? We're going to talk about that in a second. But before I get to the classes, I should do some research, go online, check it out. Like I said, maybe do whatever research it takes. I could read some books. I could subscribe to the horsing journals to start learning about like what is it? Like I have my idea of what it is, but what is it? So getting myself involved before I go into the next step. All right, getting myself involved through classes. I'm sorry, I keep saying through classes, but that's the next step. But getting myself involved by researching which kind of classes I should take, what style of horseback riding I want to take, what's local to me, what's the pricing, right? So this is what I mean by the research. And the next part of this step too is making that plan, right? So laying out the steps, literally taking some time just in your mind. If it's a big project, like building a business, you need to write out the steps, okay? You need to write out the steps, do much more research. But if it's something a little bit lighter, like doing horseback riding, it's not going to take that many steps. So, but what I've been doing is, number one, talking to my friends. That's a part of the process because I have a horseback riding group of friends, and they are very passionate about their horses. And so talking to them, getting some, listening to them about what, how the best approach, or like what their different styles of riding are, what each one's style of riding is, and doing some research on that, right? When I find the thing that feels right for me, then I can go and narrow my research down in that way, all right? So laying out those steps that I need to take, that's a part of step 2 as well. Now, the third step, the final step, or that I want to offer you to ensure your success when you take a big leap of faith and follow your heart, is to get the training. Now, this is really important, and this is why I didn't really want to jump the gun with, taking classes, because that belongs here. under step 3. Step 3 is that you learn what it is you need to do formally. You learn from someone who knows. So for me to go and try to buy a horse, what do? Buy a horse and then be like, hi horse, I'm going to ride you. That would be dumb. Same thing with starting a business. If you've never run a business before, if you don't have training, don't try to build your business by yourself. Get a coach or a mentor. Now, if you have a dream to run a marathon and you've never run a marathon before, get a coach. Find someone who can help you, guide you. Running 26 miles, which I have done. Okay, I've done 15 marathons in my life. I know what it's like to run a marathon. Have I ever run an ultra marathon? No. 50 miles to 100 miles or more. Have I ever done that? No. Should I just go out there and train myself? No. For most people, no, you should not be trying to train yourself. Get a professional, okay? Get some help. For me, going back to horseback riding, yes, I'm going to the stables. The research that I'm doing is where are the beginning classes? What do I do? Am I too old to ride a horse? Like even just doing my little move for my visualization, I'm kind of like, how am I going to swing my leg up on top of this horse? I need to start doing some yoga, right? That needs to go into my plan. And it is in my plan for horseback riding, by the way, is to get myself physically fit. So I'm getting with a physical therapist because I've got some issues. Horse is a thing. It's physical. I'm 54 years old. I need to have flexibility, right? And safety. I don't want to kill myself on the horse. So this is a part of step 2. Step 3, show up and get professional help. This is going back to that offer that I have for you. I'm a spiritual life coach. I help women like you manifest your dreams, right? I am the person who can help you figure out your mindset that you need to step into that big dream or ambition that you have. Why? Because if you go from where you are right now, just into that particular thing that you want to manifest without having done the internal work, you are most likely missing out on the shift that you need to make in order to be that person. I want to help you make that shift. All right. So if you're interested, put a message in the comments. I'm happy to talk to you about it, about how I can help. And what we would do is book a strategy call so that I can hear what it is you want to manifest. And I can see how I can help you. And I can also do my job. My job is to, channel, okay, mostly channel, and see where there are blockages, where there's resistance, because those are the things that stop you from actually manifesting. And it's that resistance that we would need to work on primarily together. Now, for me, I do shadow work, light work, and healing. So shadow work is working on that resistance that exists in your mind and your thought patterns, right? Understanding what shadows you have inside yourself. The light work is when we actually work on the thing that you want to manifest. So if it's business or if it's, becoming a tennis pro, what actions, what plans do you need to put into place to actually get you to the point where that can become your reality, okay? And then healing is when we find any kind of blockages that stop us from moving forward, we also need to do some energy work. Energy work and healing can come in the form of working with your inner child or the old, your original youthful self that had traumas that were not resolved. It can also be about working with energy blockages. There can be work that we do around your ancestors and your family lineage. There's all kinds of healing work that we can do. We can do Reiki, which is really basic, just pure, straight up light work, light in the body. Let's bring some light into the body. Let's bring some energy into the body and work on clearing. All right. So when I work with a person, I use those three primary pillars. For me, they're pillars: shadow work, light work, and healing. They all go together. And when we bring them together, they are usually very, very easy to receive by the clients, and they get fantastic results because they're so accessible. All right. So if you're interested in doing this with me, I look forward to talking to you about it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and look at that. Here's Zoom. All right. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now. Bye, everybody.